Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays to you and yours for whatever you might celebrate this holiday season. This is the video of my Christmas wish list. We're going to go through the top 5 things I want to see change in Rise of Kingdoms in 2026. So stick around while we have a little fun with this and enjoy some holiday spirit. Oh, Merry Christmas! That is my Santa Chatsky. You guys see it here. I've also got some overlay on some snow. We're celebrating the Christmas season. And at Christmas time, you always like to ask for gifts. Ask Santa for gifts. Ask your parents for gifts. Ask whoever your significant other is for a wish list. And I have an ask for Lilith, for the developers, for the people who make this game and make the game that we all love to play, okay? There's a few things I want to do as we hit this Christmas season. I want to see change in 2026. First of all, they have been A+ on the overwhelming majority of updates and changes they have made in this game over the last couple of years. It has been really, really good to see the quality of life changes and the different things that they're trying out. But I want to go through here and explain to you guys what I would like to see change for 2026. So let's start now. I have 5 things I want to do, and we'll talk about all 3 of them. First and foremost, here's my Christmas wish list. The first thing that we want to look at is the equipment conversions, okay? This is really, really simple. And for players like me who have made the mistake of putting together certain types of equipment, I have this. It is an infantry-based equipment set. But I have it critted, I have it special talented for leadership. And part of the reason why is because at the time, a couple of years ago, or like 3 years ago now, we were seeing some different applications with Trajan in the field, running a leadership commander primary in the field. Well, that's not the case anymore. I do not want to run my boy Philip primary in the field anymore. And the only way I can run him primary and not lose out on the benefit of the equipment is I have to run him primary with this leadership gear. So the two equipment things I want changed when it comes to conversion, there's 2 ways to do this. Number 1, I would like to see it to where we can take the current equipment we have, whether that's leadership equipment, whether that's infantry equipment, archery equipment, whatever it might be, and we can change the special talent. We can change the special talent from one troop type to the other. And here's the reason why. You know, if there's a situation to where some people have something like this, there are people that I've seen that have archery equipment that's critted for leadership. There are people that I've seen that have some cavalry equipment critted for leadership. This was very popular in the OL days when you ran cavalry equipment, you critted it for leadership and you put it on Ethel or Trajan and Ethel, and you ran that back in the ARC days. So people have this stuff and it's just an easy fix. What they need to do, I don't know the amount of blueprints, but basically you say, hey, if you have X amount of blueprints, if you have 1 or 2 or 3 blueprints or however many it is for this the gold helm of the Eternal Empire, then you can change the crit from leadership to infantry. Because I really want to change all this to infantry. It would be so much easier. The second thing I think we ought to do when it comes to equipment, and they teased us a little bit before, is that when it comes to accessories, you can change, because so many people sometimes have accessories that are no longer useful. They don't want to use, whether that's dagger, whether that's Seth's call, whether that's the coin. And sometimes people have that stuff critted and they want to change that to another accessory. Well, if it's tiered up to like tier 4, tier 5, it makes it really, really difficult, right? And so from that standpoint, I have this, this leadership drums at tier 3. Well, I don't want to start all over and I want to put this on infantry. I don't want to start all over. So maybe there's a situation to where I can take the drums and let's say at tier 3, I can convert that to a ring, or I can convert that to a greatest glory but I just have to have the prints of what I want to change it to. And I don't know what combination that is. I don't know if it's like, hey, it's tier 3. You got to have 3 prints to convert that over to greatest glory, but it doesn't spend any materials. That's what I would like to see. Being able to be a little bit more liquid, if you will, with your equipment, whether it's changing the special talent on it or whether it's changing some of the accessories to other accessories as they come in the game. Because as they're giving us more accessories like Hero's Hilt and other new accessories in the game, some of these old accessories just aren't playable. You don't run them. And so people are sitting on daggers, guys. People have been sitting on daggers for years now, but they've got it like special talented, and they know they need to change it, but they can't. So when you look at the dagger and it's just like, oh gosh, what do we do? If there was a way you could basically take that, and if it's special talented or if it's tiered up in the Awakening, how can I change that to a ring? And what do I need to do? I don't want to spend mats on it, but do I need a bunch of ring prints to go convert that? Maybe they do something like that. So an equipment conversion is the first thing I want to see on this. Okay. And that's probably the easiest thing that they could probably do. Okay. The second thing I would like to see on this is, get it down here, commander conversions. Okay. This is big. This is on my wish list. I love it. Commander conversions. Let's talk about that. They did this with a couple of commanders already. Okay. They did this with CJ. Where is my boy CJ? He's around here somewhere. There he is. They converted him from a skill damage commander to a smite commander. And he's actually got viability, and they changed his whole kit. They got viability of an old commander like this now in the end game. You can literally run CJ if you're running multiple infantry marches, and he provides another smite element. Now, we understand he's not a busted, broken commander. However, it does give us some kind of application for CJ. Well, here's what they're doing with the game. As we all know, all the infantry commanders are now all smite. You're running pincer, you're running arch formation. It's like all smite. William Wallace, Luce, BQ. Okay, we're about to get another commander coming in January. So these old commanders, Guan, CPO, okay, Leo, for crying out loud, Sargon. If you could turn Leo into a smite commander, because really that's Leonidas and smite like fit together. Like that makes sense. Convert Leo to a smite commander. Give him some of the same stuff he's got as far as his defensive capabilities, his tankiness. This Son of Lion is great. His expertise is great. The Battle of Thermopylae, that's like cool stuff. But you can't run this guy because he's a skill damage commander. And skill damage is awful. It's low damage. And there are really no other skill damage commanders that they're coming out more with for infantry. So let's convert Leonidas, okay? Let's convert Sargon to a skill damage or to a smite damage commander. Let's convert some of these old commanders to smite. CPO. You want CPO to last? Honestly, if you just change his kit, leave it the same, but just make this smite damage and then make his additional damage just smite damage, I would use him. I would 100% use him. And so Ragnar is probably the one that people are most upset about. He's only been in the game for about 16 months, right? And he's already fallen off so hard. But if you made all of his damage smite damage, if that's what you did, and then maybe over here when it talked about the game to 15% bonus of skill damage, just make that 15% bonus of smite damage, we would 100% use Ragnar much, much more. Okay. And so consider that. That's a wish list of mine. You go over to the cavalry, same thing over there, guys, because you have all these old commanders, because now combo is the jam. We've talked about it. So many players are switching to 2 Delta. They're not even running skill damage. They're benching Nevsky. They're benching Huo and Joan. Now you go make Nevsky a combo commander. You go make Joan a combo commander. You basically give Joan the exact same kit here, but you just make all this combo. Then it would be fantastic. So if you're going to go that direction with infantry and smite and cavalry and combo, then just take some of these old commanders like you've done before with CJ, and like you've done over here. Where's the fat man? Where's my buddy Bert? Bertrand, they made him a combo commander. They have it in him. They know how to do this, and they change up his kit. Now, I would use Bert a lot more, but he's just not powerful enough. It just doesn't do enough damage factor. However, the concept is good by switching him to combo. So imagine having Joan combo, Nevsky combo. Oh my God, XY combo? That makes sense. He fires off so fast, and now you can get him as a combo commander. Belisarius Prime combo. Like, you really want to open up the game to different combinations of commanders, and you really want to open up the game for people to go get value out of commanders they already have, and they don't feel cheated. Like, we keep enhancing the power creep of commanders and changing their skills to where they're now combo commanders instead of skill damage commanders. You want to get value out of that? Khan, oh my gosh, Khan, yes, make him a combo commander. Like, they could do this, and the game we would have so much fun with this if they did that. We would have so much fun. Archers, keep archers the same. They're skill damage, make them the skill damage people, okay? Cavalry, start converting some of these older commanders into combo. Infantry, start converting some of these old commanders into smite. It would be fantastic. If I had Leonidas Smite, I would run him so fast. If I had Scipio with Smite, oh my gosh, I'd run him so fast. And so from that standpoint, that is probably the one I care about the most, the commander conversion side of things. Okay, so that would be my second one that I've got. And now we'll go to my third wish list. Okay, so let me come down here and put it up here. War Frenzy cooldown, fix the mechanic. Okay, I am a massive proponent or a massive advocate of having no frenzy cooldown. All right, I hate it. I can't stand it. However, it's in the game. They pioneered it. It's not awful. No, it really is. It's awful because everybody has to deal with it. I thought it was so funny. So many of the people that were basically telling us to shut up because it only affects 1% of governors. And it's like, yeah, no, we just fought this KVK 1v3 and governors from all the kingdoms were being affected by it. And everybody hated it. They hated it. And what made it worse was the fact that it was a rolling 24 hours on your cooldown. I'm in the middle of the stream. I was fighting. I was streaming. And I missed my cooldown by 2 minutes. Basically meaning I have to keep track that 24 hours ago, I'm fighting in KVK. And 24 hours ago, I started fighting at like 2 UTC. But I'm reaching my 16-hour limit currently at 155 UTC. And because I hit that 16-hour point at 158 UTC, I go into an automatic 8-hour cooldown. So fix the mechanic. If we're going to have it and we have to deal with it, then it should be really, really simple. Every reset at 0 UTC every day, all governors get 16 hours to fight every day. 16 hours to fight every day. It resets at reset. Easy, simple. You don't have to play mental gymnastics to try to figure out your rolling 24 hours. You don't have to jack with an 8-hour cooldown. It's you get 16 hours and that's it. That's the goal. That's what you want. You want people taking 8-hour breaks every 24 hours. That's the easiest way to do that. 0 UTC, you got 16 hours over the next 24 hours to fight and be in War Frenzy. Once you hit that frenzy limit, then you go into cooldown. The next reset, it resets. Easy. I promise you, that would be so much more enticing for players. That would be so much better for players to enjoy any sort of cooldown. Just make the mechanic much, much easier. Okay, let's go to number 4 on the list, shall we? Number 4 for me. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. Number 4, more material events. That's what I want for Christmas. I would love it. Here's why. Every Monday that's not an MGE week, we get a new event. All right. And so this week, since we just had MGE last week, we got Esmeralda's bazaar or her house or whatever they call it. Esmeralda's event to where you could go get equipment materials. Well, they have added armament reveal thyself. Okay, so we rotate between 3 different events on every other Monday. We get Esmeralda's, okay? Then we get Dalrock's. That's another material event. And then we get Armament Reveal Thyself. Now, I loved Armament Reveal Thyself in the situation to where it gives us more chances to get the armaments that we need, right? But it's taken away the materials. because I would rather just rotate between Esmeraldas and Dalroks every 2 weeks. Just rotate between those two because I'm so low in materials. I have blueprints. I have blueprints to awaken stuff. In most players, this is the problem that we have. Now that one of those events gets taken away, now we have trouble getting more materials. So either find other events, and they're doing it. They're doing other events like the Fisherman's Fortune, where you can come in here and you can go exchange and you can get, where's the market? The market's right over here. You can exchange for some materials here. You can exchange with no materials here, but we just basically need mats. We need materials. And since we have less events to get those materials, that's what I wish for Christmas, okay? And lastly, last but not least, okay, my fifth thing I would love for them to change in this game is KVK matchmaking. Okay, they've already started on this, and they've done it in our recent update that they did, where they addressed some of this stuff on the face-to-face with developers. And one of the things with the matchmaking that they're going to do that's great, so we're already a step in the right direction. One of the things they're going to do is they're going to limit the amount of times they put up registration pops. Okay, registrations for KVK stories come every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. Like, we're still in KVK right now, and we're going to be out of KVK, let's see, in 2 days. Well, starting Monday, which I guess Monday would be what, the 30th or the 29th of December? Monday, we'll get our 0 pop. But since they do these pops, since they do these registrations every 2 weeks with all the different stories, it makes it harder to find good matchmaking. So they have already said that they are going to change that to where they have less registrations. This will create bigger pools. This will make it easier for kingdoms. This will make it easier for kingdoms to get matched, whether you're in B seed, A seed, Imperium. It'll be so much easier. So they're already starting on it. And that's something I think everybody's been asking for a long, long time. And so from there, they're going to limit the number of registrations. They're also going to limit the number of skips you can do. So now the pool gets better. Their matchmaking gets easier. Now, as far as the algorithm on how they match kingdoms, I don't know what to do there. It seems so cumbersome. It seems like there's so many moving pieces to how they do their matchmaking that it is insane if you try to go understand it all. You know, whether you're talking about player activity or recent kill points or kingdom kill points or deads or power or all the things that they do with matchmaking. So I'm not even going to touch that. I'm just saying they need to keep doing things to help. Limit the stories, limit the amount of registrations that happen or the frequency of the registration that happen, and force kingdoms to go into fewer pops, fewer registrations with fewer stories. It creates more of a pool to get easier matchmaking and really help themselves out. So those are the 5 things, y'all. Christmas wish list. I want equipment conversion. Some way, somehow, get it to where I can convert this mistake I made years ago with my infantry leadership gear. How can I change this to infantry special talents? That would be so much easier for me without having to create a whole nother infantry set. Okay, the second thing, which I think is the most important thing, give us those commander swaps or those commander conversions. Convert some of our skill damage commanders for infantry and cavalry into smite and combo commanders. Make it so much easier. Third thing, as we review the War Frenzy cooldown, we talked about that. Just if you're going to have War Frenzy cooldowns and you just want people fighting 16 hours of every 24 hours, just make it at reset. You get 16 hours. Simple fix, easy fix. That's something I can get on board with. Okay. The fourth thing, obviously, we need more material events. We're sitting in the blacksmith right now, and I've got plenty. I've got absolutely plenty. As you can see here, I've got plenty of blueprints. I just don't have enough. I mean, I got 3 Navarre's Control. I'm sitting on 3 drums right now. I'm sitting on all these blueprints, but the materials is just hard to get. Give us more events for materials. And then lastly, KVK matchmaking. They're already addressing some of that, but we need the algorithm to be better, and maybe this will all work. So the 5th thing might already be fixed. We'll have to wait and see. But if you enjoyed this video, throw a thumbs up on here, give it a like, I hope everybody enjoys their Christmas, enjoys the holiday season, whatever you might celebrate. We love you guys. It's been a phenomenal year for us on the channel and in my Discord. If you want to join my Discord, the link is down in the description. Join the conversations. Wanted to put out a fun video about my wish list for Christmas and what the developers can do to make me happy. But that's just my opinion, and those are just my thoughts. Give me your thoughts down in the comments. I want to see what you guys would change when it comes to some of this stuff in the game and some of the different things that they can do to make the game more enjoyable for you personally. I want to see those comments. So with all that being said, we hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we hope you have a great day, broskies.